Hello, I'm Renee with Red Orchid Travel, and I'm here today to introduce you to the lovely Maxine, my Seabourn expert. And this is such a popular brand with my clientele that I would love to share with you a group that my husband and I will be escorting through New England next year, October 2025. And Maxine is here. She's my assistant to all things expertise Seabourn and helping me with this group. And I'd like to introduce you to her. Maxine, how you doing today?
I'm great, Renee. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. I've got the right color on. It's orange, just like the New England colors. So I'm ready to go. And if you are, let's introduce this wonderful itinerary to everybody and get them all excited about Canadian everything with this trip, except you come back from New York City.
I love it. Well, you have certainly picked a beautiful itinerary to host. And I just want to introduce everyone to Seabourn if you're not familiar. So, thank you, Renee. It's such a great partner to have. And I love this photo of you in front of the Seabourn Quest. You have been a host before with Virtuoso Voyages, and we love having you as a host. Well, Seabourn, if you're unfamiliar, is such a beautiful way to see the world. Seabourn is a small ship luxury experience that really connects with the destinations that we visit. And I love this photo. And Renee, I know that you have experienced this kind of celebration. Seabourn is famous for having unlimited champagne, unlimited caviar, and this, in fact, is caviar in the surf in the Caribbean.
And it's fantastic. It's such a great experience.
Well, truly, when we're thinking about traveling the world, you know, the beauty of Seabourn is that you get to unpack once into your walk-in closet, I might add, but on a small ship that never feels crowded, that you never experience lineups, that you're never waiting to get on and off the ship, and really eliminates and removes any hassles or friction in the travel process. It makes it feel like your own private yacht is really the intimate setting of just, 200 to 600 guests rather than thousands and thousands of guests. So here I just wanted to give you an overview that we actually have two different styles of travel between our traditional ocean cruising to what's known as expedition travel, which is more adventure participatory to the harder to reach remote areas of the world. So this is our entire fleet, in fact. So you can see the Sojourn and Quest are those intimate ships of just 450 guests. So Renee, you sailed on Seabourn Quest last year, and now you've picked a group to sail on the Seabourn Sojourn. In fact, I was just on the Seabourn Sojourn in Europe, starting in London, and went from France, Spain to Portugal. So very fresh in my mind and very dear to my heart, being on the Seabourn Sojourn. And I also just got off of the Seabourn Quest in Halifax. I just flew in to see the ship for a couple days, and have lunch, have some champagne, have some wine, and then come back home. Now we have two ships in the 600 guest category, which are identical to the 450. So the same footprint, the same amenities, the same offering with Seabourn Encore and Seabourn Ovation. And then we have those expedition vessels that are just over 250 guests, and they're brand new, the Seabourn Venture and the Seabourn Pursuit. So when it comes to deciding how you want to travel the world, there really are so many factors and there are so many benefits as to why it should be Seabourn. The obvious things and the things that I can tell you about now are the onboard experience. I already mentioned the fact that there's no lines and that it's really casual and relaxed on board. It feels like that private member golf and country club. Everyone loves to be social and interact and engage. And we have a lot of events on board, from live music, deck parties, dancing, and full band, to multiple restaurants. You have everything you need. Sometimes we think small ships means less choice. You know, is there going to be enough to do on board? Am I going to be bored? But what's really interesting is we build our ships larger than what we want to host in terms of capacity. So the ship is actually, in fact, could be up to double the size of what we need for the amount of guests we host. And so you have multiple pools and multiple hot tubs and endless bars of open bar policy. Well, let's talk about the inclusions, because everything on board is truly included. So it's open bar of fine wines, premium spirits, your specialty coffees in every venue all the time. So it's not just restricted to the dining room or happy hour. You really do have that comfort and ease throughout. When we're talking about making your booking, you don't pay extra for any tips. There's no cash tips on board. We want all of our service to be genuine and heartfelt, and really received that that they have this level of care and anticipation of your arrival. Wi-Fi is growing in necessity, whether you're just, you know, staying in touch with family and friends back home or need to keep an eye on and pulse on business. All of the Wi-Fi is fully included, high speed connections, so you don't have to worry about that. Maybe you just want to brag and be on social media and show your photos of the caviar and the dining and everything in the minute. In fact, all of the dining is included. So there's all of the categories of rooms have all the same access. So there's no restrictions or certain dining rooms for certain categories. And all of our special restaurants are all included. You don't have any extra charges or cover charges to factor in there. So that covers everything: your drinks, your tips, your Wi-Fi, your dining. And then I'm going to show you your accommodations, because you are going to be wowed and amazed that we are 100% suite accommodations, very spacious, really great storage, walk-in closet, massive bathroom. Even your room service is fully included. There's no, again, tips or service charges, and it's 24 hours. Your in-room bar is fully stocked with your preferences: French champagne, a bottle of spirits, your, you know, the mini fridge is fully stocked as well. But what I really also want to show you is how different the actual destinations can be when you are traveling with Seabourn. And then you would think, well, how is that possible? A destination is destination, but it's how we can get there. The ships being smaller allows us to go to places that the bigger ships can't go to. So if we're comparing to a traditional, you know, contemporary larger ship, we're going to be able to go to places maybe you didn't even realize were accessible, and we do it with ease. So if you're thinking about doing it from, you know, maybe a motor coach tour, or just traveling from place to place on your own, the pack and unpack and logistics in between are completely alleviated. And then we actually do some pretty special events in destination that really gives that cultural immersion. So all of those things are Seabourn signature treats that we are able to create for you. So if you're ready to pack your bags and jump on a Seabourn voyage, this is your suite. Veranda suite. This is 350 square feet. So if you've never been on a cruise before, or you have been on a cruise before, you will notice this level of comfort and space and storage and sunlight. You have an unobstructed balcony with your own private veranda, that you have this living area, sleeping area. And in fact, the photo is still taken already inside the room. So behind the photographer would be the corridor with your walk-in closet, your vanity bench and counter and mirror. There's so much space for everyone. This is the bathroom. So the rumors of a cruise ship, you know, I hear the bathrooms are really small. I hear the showers are tiny. Well, you can see that these are very modern, beautiful space, double sinks, separate soaker tub, in addition to your walk-in glass shower. So the walk-in glass shower is super convenient. No more shower curtain. You know, you have all of the bath amenities you need. But especially on a cruise such as this, fall foliage that we're going to talk about, wouldn't it be nice to come back on board to a Seabourn signature bubble bath? So the soaker tub is an iconic feature in all of our rooms. So if you're thinking about, okay, we love the destinations, tell me more about the onboard experience. What is a day going to look like on Seabourn? Well, first we'll start with all of the dining options because there truly is an immense amount of options. We have a sushi bar at the club. We have here the main restaurant, which is a large open dining room for dinner where every single day the menu changes. So you'll never be bored. You'll never be, strapped for choice. And again, it's all included. So you don't need reservations. It's open seating and it has an incredibly vast dining menu and really easy to accommodate any dining or dietary restrictions or requests. So it gives you that flexibility. Now, on top of the main restaurant, the sushi bar at the club, we also have more casual dining at the colonnade. And then here we have Earth and Ocean at the patio. So the patio is casual dining outside by the pool for breakfast and lunch. And in the evening, every single night, it transforms into a spectacular restaurant under the stars with an incredible menu. And even this menu changes throughout the voyage. So no reservations, it's all included. There are, in fact, heaters built in to the pool deck. So you can actually enjoy this into the fall, no matter where we travel around the world. We have fuzzy blankets and, you put that on your lap and it's just such a beautiful experience. Now, something brand new on our ships is a brand new restaurant called Solis. And this is bringing us the Mediterranean. It's a beautiful dining room. It's brand new just this year. So another additional menu to choose from. And again, fully complimentary. So my goodness, Renee, I'm glad you picked a 12-night voyage because you need the time to explore all of the options that Seabourn has to offer. Now, this is perfect timing for the fact that we do have a huge sale on right now where any Seabourn voyage is actually reduced by 10 to 15%. And that's running until the end of the month. And it's any sailing from 24, 25, and into 26. But you, my friend, have picked quite an exceptional voyage. And not only has the voyage already been reduced by 10%, but the rate that you have locked in, because you created this a long time ago, your rate is even lower than the public rate. And we're talking $3,000 lower. So what a tremendous opportunity to book with Renee at Red Orchid Travel. And it's hosted. So we love, fellow Canadians coming together and exploring Canada. The East Coast of Canada is such a gem and it is drastically different from the rest of Canada. So we love doing this voyage. You are going to start in Montreal. The date you've selected is October 8th. It's a 12-night voyage going until October 20th. There are other dates options and itineraries, not only in Canada, New England, but the rest of the world. But the advantages here is the fact that the price is lower than you'll see anywhere else, and it's hosted. So imagine your own little soiree, a little cocktail party being held in your honor as a welcome reception on day one. And then there will be an exclusive shore event in one of these destinations that is complimentary and an extra bonus for you booking into this voyage. So more details to come on those planning itineraries, but let's just explore the itinerary itself. You can see how far into the St. Lawrence market the Seabourn Sojourn can go because of her size. So starting in Montreal and finishing in New York. And that is true Manhattan, New York, New York. So let's go day by day, because one thing you can't tell from the itinerary map is the fact that we are actually spending 2 days in Quebec City. So straight from Montreal, you'll board starting maybe about 12:30 p.m. You'll go straight into lunch, unpack into your suite, explore the ship. And right the next morning, you're waking up in Quebec City. So just the ease of waking up in a new place. I call it valet parking. It's such a treat that you are being taken in such a fashion to all of these unique places. So after 2 days in Quebec City, so you still have your suite, you can still come back on board as you please. You can go for a shore excursion, come back for lunch, go back out for shopping. You could go out, make a reservation for dinner ashore and have that local experience, or come back to our phenomenal restaurants on board. Then we'll visit Saguenay in Quebec. We'll go to Bay Como in Quebec. These are historic, rich culture and histories, scenic walks, and even ghost tours. There's so many different things you can do in these places. And then we'll finally have a day of rest on day 5. And those sea days are welcomed because, they're relaxing. There's so much content and exploration to be done on board. There's really some interesting pieces of activity and theme parties and culinary events to explore the ship. And it's just a day. And then we'll find our way to Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, and then a day of rest before we get to Halifax, a day of rest, and we're into the US. Portland, Maine, Newport, Rhode Island, some really spectacular places in that New England region, and finishing in New York. So Renee, do you have anything to add about the itinerary and the choices here and the planning as we get into the fall foliage of this October voyage?
Well, I was just thinking I could feature and suggest, let's have the Canadian experience beforehand. Wouldn't it be great to take a via train, direct as we can, into Montreal and stay overnight one night in Montreal, seeing the fall foliage through the corridor between Toronto and Montreal as well, and just having that extra experience rather than fly. But of course, if someone wants to fly to get to Montreal, that's great. Or drive. Do you know it's not even 6 hours from Toronto to drive to Montreal? It's really close. And isn't this a nice itinerary to discover St. Lawrence Seaway? A lot of people don't realize the St. Lawrence Seaway is huge. It's I guess undervisited by land, and going by sea, you're going to look out and see all the little towns and the geographical changes along the way for more fall foliage before you even get out to sea. I love that. And for me, I was just going to suggest, yeah, let's make this that Canadiana trip. For a lot of people who don't like to travel far at this time of year, this is definitely the itinerary for you. Let's keep this in Canada. It will probably be the Thanksgiving theme as well, being Canadians. And for American friends, come and join us because you'll experience the Canadian Thanksgiving theme just the same, and it'll prep you for your own. So that's my thought on that. Coming back from New York, stay for a little visit or come back home.
It's beautiful. Well done to find such a gem of an itinerary and such a great deal. So thank you for having me and to be able to share a little bit of the Seabourn secret.
Thank you. And I hope to let you know this is how you get a hold of me. My name is Renee. This is my phone number and my website. Reach out to me. I do have brochures and I do have catalogs. If you would like to have one sent your way, be happy to do that. Maxine, thank you as always. We need to let people know why Seabourn. I love Seabourn. It's popular with my clients. And this is a fabulous itinerary that goes to many cities. So give me a call and let's chat. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Bye-bye.